Here, back in the fantasy bar with our final NBA six-pack before the NBA All-Star break for Wednesday night's action with 6 of my favorite plays for you. We got 4 plays for you, 6K or below on DraftKings. Couple of teammates are too cheap in a matchup I want to exploit, and a beast of the night in for a huge night. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the fantasy bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Wednesday edition Beers Daily Fantasy six-pack. Good to be back in the fantasy bar talking some NBA. 6 of my favorite plays on FanDuel and DraftKings for you for this big Wednesday night slate. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and hanging out in the fantasy bar. Before we get into the picks, you guys know the drill. Take a second, click that thumbs up button. Thank you very much for that. Helps us out tremendously, so appreciate it. Also, subscribe to the channel. Don't miss any of the content. Make sure you head over to scoresandodds.com/beer. That link in the description of the video. Tons of great sports betting information over there. Props, premium picks, everything you'd want under one umbrella. When you're done here, go and check it out. Again, that link in the description of the video. All right, pretty good run for us the other night. So let's stay hot here and close out the first half of the NBA season with a solid run. All right, let's start. We're going to spend a little bit of money here in the first pick at small forward, power forward, Jimmy Butler of Miami. So the Heat pretty banged up here heading into the All-Star break. Tyler Hero out once again tonight. Also Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo going to miss this game here for Miami. So missing some serious firepower here are the Heat, and it's Butler, no surprise, that leads the way in usage with these 3 off the floor. Can run these numbers in our Court IQ tool here on RotoGrinders. You're going to have a chance to win some free RotoGrinders Premium. Check out Court IQ for yourself at the end of the video, but over 26% usage rate for Jimmy Butler, and he averages about 50 fantasy points per 36 minutes with those 3 off the floor. So a 50 burger sounds pretty good to me at these prices. He's pretty much been there in 4 of the last 5 games, 42 or more in those games. 2 of those games, 49 or more here. Jimmy Butler in a good spot to spend some money up on here tonight against Brooklyn. All right, let's get you some of those value plays I was talking about. Let's go back to the well at point guard with Devonte Graham of San Antonio. So it was good to us the other night, and he's been solid since coming over to the Spurs, averaging almost 33 DraftKings points per game in his first 3 with this team. Again, I think this guy's got a lot of talent and really starting to show it here with this young, rebuilding San Antonio squad. Big total in this game as well, almost 240 in this one against Charlotte, and he gets a revenge narrative here, going back to Charlotte where his career started. Devonte Graham, yes, the price ticked up a little bit, but not high enough in my opinion. Still one of the best, if not the best, value plays, especially over on DraftKings at just 4,000. All right, let's stay there with the Spurs. Another cheap piece I like at center with Zach Collins. So another guy getting a chance to play. Jakob Poeltl was traded away. Zach Collins steps in as the starting center. The Spurs trying to see what they have in these guys, and it's been Collins. It's been solid here, and we've seen many flashes out of Zach Collins this season. Plenty of games, 30, 40 DraftKings points. We've been very sporadic, but of late, kind of seen a little bit more consistency as well. So it gives him a little bit more cash game appeal where you can count on that floor of minutes and production. Averaged almost 35 DraftKings points a game here over the last 3. And you guys know I love me a matchup with the Charlotte Hornets for any big. One of the worst teams against centers in the NBA. Give up a ton of points, ton of rebounds, and yes, a ton of fantasy points. Zach Collins, best matchup on the board. I'm getting plenty of run here with this Spurs squad. All right, point guard, shooting guard. Up next, we'll stay in the mid-range with Malcolm Brogdon of the Celtics. So like Miami, Boston pretty banged up here heading into the All-Star break. Jaylen Brown out once again. Derek White going to join him on the sidelines, and Jason Tatum questionable here tonight. I doubt they roll Jason Tatum out here the game before the All-Star break, but we'll see. Even if he's in, I think there's plenty of production left on the bone for Brogdon with Brown and White on the shelf. Now, FanDuel, a little bit cheaper over there. It's really weird to see a guy cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings, so even more appeal over there. But even at that 6K price point on DK, still think he's in play here. Detroit, we know, very, very, very little defense, if any defense. In fact, bottom 3 in fantasy points allowed to both the point guard, shooting guard position. Does not matter where he's playing here. Great matchup price is fair, making Malcolm Brogdon one of my favorite mid-range options here tonight. All right, power forward up next, another mid-range play for you with JABARI Smith Jr. of Houston. So Smith very highly drafted here, and we know Jalen Green the headliner here, but Green going to face the old Dortcher chamber tonight. Lou Dort on the other side, one of the best defenders in the league. Eric Gordon off to LA. Kevin Porter Jr. once again out here tonight. So everything adds up to me wanting to get JABARI Smith Jr. into my lineup. So when we run the numbers without Gordon and Porter Jr., it's Smith that leads the way for this Houston squad, higher than Jalen Green, over a 4% usage bump with those guys off the floor. And we've seen him get a little bit more aggressive here offensively, which kind of thing, wasn't taking many shots here in this offense, but really getting the shots up here with those guys gone 14 or more shots now in 3 of the last 4 games. Was very productive the other night and only shot 3 out of 14 in that game. So he gets the shot going here. Ceiling outcome, very, very possible. So JABARI Smith Jr., a lot of arrows pointing up here, and I want some exposure tonight in this matchup at these very fair prices, right in the mid-5s. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Wednesday night. Before we do that, let's run it back with our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play. All you got to do, get in the comment section right below the video and guess fantasy points on FanDuel tonight. For my Beast of the Night, the closest guess going to win themselves a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Chance to check out Chord IQ, Lineup HQ, build a ton of lineups in a matter of seconds. So let's get those guesses in. Fantasy points on FanDuel for my Beast of the Night. Don't forget that thumbs up button if you have not hit that already. All right, let's wrap up the Wednesday night and the first half of these 6-packs here for the season with a look at my favorite player for Wednesday night. You know him as the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We'll spend a little bit of money here as well at shooting guard. Small forward Zach LaVine of the Bulls, tonight's Beast of the Night. Now, LaVine been good to us in this spot, so I want to go back to the well here. No DeMar DeRozan for Chicago, so that is good news for LaVine. For a guy like Nikola Vucevic, plenty of options here on the Bulls, but it's LaVine the guy I want to target. His usage leads the way without DeRozan, 3.5% usage bump. Usage jumps to almost 32%. And what a matchup here with the Indiana Pacers, top 3 in the league in pace this season. And they give up a ton of fantasy production to shooting guards. In fact, the most in the league, even small forwards, they are bottom 5 there as well. Great matchup. No DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine, easily my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our look at 6 of my favorite plays fresh off the tap for you for Wednesday night in the NBA. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget fantasy points for Zach LaVine on FanDuel for your shot at a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Best of luck here tonight. Enjoy the All-Star break. We will be back when the NBA resumes, believe next Thursday. So make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out on that. Hit that thumbs up button if you have not already, guys. Have a great weekend. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist